will be bringing out for the first time ever a spectacular new attraction that will bring the magic and characters and stories of Harry Potter to life in a way never before experienced, capturing the heart and imagination of all of our guests. Capturing that heart and imagination, that's something that we all try to do. You try to do it in the movies, we always try to do it in the theme parks too. Are you having fun doing it? This is a new venture, as you said before. Are you enjoying this? Is it providing some opportunities for you to do things you haven't been able to do before?
It is totally. I mean, I'm scared to death and I'm enjoying it at the same time. But then, I think even making a movie delivers, concerns as well as fulfillment and pleasures, really. So I'm enjoying our collaboration enormously because there are all sorts of things we couldn't possibly address without the expertise of Universal theme parks. Yeah, that's it, really.
Well, I know it's bringing a lot of challenges, and a lot of times on films we concentrate on, what it looks like, what the camera sees, but less so on what does it feel like, what does it smell like, is it hot, is it cold, those kinds of textural things that we'll be providing in the world that we're building. Now, unfortunately, we're not quite ready to give away all the details behind the magic yet. We have a long way to go to finish the design of this project, but we will be providing those more information as we go in the development of the project. But we do want to hear from you guys a little bit. In a few minutes, we're going to be able to answer your email questions if you send them in live, and we'll want to address those. Let me start off with a question for you. You've been working on Harry Potter from the first movie. Why do you think it is such a successful and such a powerful story and set of characters?
Well, its reach around the world is phenomenal, and what is really intriguing is how the books and therefore the movies are very, very specific. I mean, it's European culture. It's not just European culture. It's about British institutions. What we call public schools, but the rest of the world. Sorry, we call public schools. The rest of the world call private schools, boarding schools. They're very British institutions, and the manners and the behaviour and so on, very, very specifically, British boarding school. And also the architectural detail, all the detail that I'm interested in, my responsibility, is so specific, so geographically specific. And so the fact that the world is able to find this accessible and relate to it and get pleasure and meaning from it is extraordinary, and a tribute to its great, great power. America is often accused of kind of well, in a way, the Americanization of world culture is the older European nations often complain about. This is the antithesis of that. This is America embracing, as I say, a very specific European culture and making it really accessible, taking it to the world. So it is enormously powerful, and surprisingly so, I think.
Yeah, and not just America, but the entire world embraces these characters and stories.
Sure.
That's one of the reasons why we were really striving to try to find a physical home and a place where people can experience it firsthand. And that's what, we at Universal try to do. We try to give people experiences they can't get anywhere else. And this world, the world of Harry Potter, will be a place where fans can have a real personal encounter with the magical world. You can discover it on your own and on your own terms. And that's really one of the things that Universal is that we really strive to do. Now, this park is going to be at Universal Orlando, our resort there. And our company at Universal is obviously our heritage is in the movies and in creating one-of-a-kind experiences. And we do that in Orlando. There are actually two Universal theme parks. There's Universal Studios, which is based on film and television, and right next door is Islands of Adventure, which will become the home of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And at its soul, it's about great stories of literature and great stories of adventure. That's kind of what Islands of Adventure is built around, and that's why we feel it's a perfect home for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Islands was lucky enough last year to be awarded the Best Theme Park in the World Award from IAAPA, the so-called Applause Award. And we've also been lucky enough to continue to have the #1 theme park attraction in the world, The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. So we're actually quite well pleased that people like this park and think that the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is going to be a fantastic addition to it. And we think people are looking forward, hopefully, to coming to see it. What are you looking forward to when you come and see? Like when these doors open and you see people come into the park for the first moment, into this Wizarding World, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to being one of them, actually. I want to go there. I want to take my grandchildren. I think this will just... I think this unique collaboration of the theme park world, the movie world, and as I say, our specifically sort of European take on all of this, that combination I think will be magical, and I can't wait to be the first in the gate.
I can't wait either, but you're going to have to wait a little bit,
okay,
because the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is scheduled to open in early 2010. Now, as I said before, we're going to keep you informed as we move ahead. There's you can come to www.universalorlando.com/Harry Potter and get a website update. You can also put in your email address on that page to get emailed updates. Again, you guys are the first in the world to hear this news. We're going to be releasing this to the public in just a few hours, but we really respect and share your commitment to this brand and to these stories, which is really why we wanted to reach out for you first. So we have a few minutes left, and we want to hear from you too. So we'd be happy to take some questions. Okay, we have a question coming in. Will I be able to go inside Hogwarts Castle? Stuart, I'll let you take that question.
You will. You'll be able to see the exterior of Hogwarts Castle and then enter it. And it's a magical space, so it's kind of limitless on the inside. But there are certain very key elements, very familiar elements. Maybe even this environment we're sitting in now, the headmaster's office, you will indeed be able to go into.
So that's going to be great. Here's another question coming in. What is J.K. Rowling's involvement? Well, as I mentioned before, J.K. Rowling has been involved from the very beginning. And I mean from the very beginning. We wouldn't be doing any of this if these great and fantastic stories hadn't been born from her imagination. But specifically on the theme park project, she has, from the very beginning, reviewed our plans and been very supportive and excited and encouraging about what we're doing. So very involved. Okay, here's another question coming in. Shouldn't the theme park be in England? Stuart, you had said before that Florida was kind of the theme park capital of the world. What do you think about the and about this property being a particularly British property? How do you feel about the park being in Florida?
I think that's right. I think Orlando is the focus of of theme parks, and everybody's very used to gravitating there. Listen, the climate's much better there than here, so it's perfectly natural. I think it's absolutely appropriate, and the bottom line is I think you'll do it better than we would here anyway.
Well, I don't know about that, but we're certainly going to give it a try.
Good.
Okay, here's another question coming in. Will the new environment be based on any specific book or film? Well, the answer to that is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is really intended to encompass the entire world of Harry Potter. People are going to be coming to the park at different points in their relationship with the books and the movies. So we want to create a world that feels right, no matter where they are in their relationship with the books or films. So it's really it's not based on any specific point in time, but it is really based on more of the DNA of the archetypal Harry Potter book and experience. Here's another question. Has this been held until after Book 7 so that it could be built completely, or is the timing a coincidence? The timing is more coincidence than not. We have been working with Warner Brothers and with J.K. Rowling for a number of years now, and we've actually already been in design for at least a year and a half. So we will be taking elements from all of the books and eventually all of the films. This will actually, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is expected to open just before the last film opens. So we're going to try and take as much material that represents the world in Harry Potter, the franchise, and make it a part of this physical embodiment. Another question. Are there any thrill rides in the theme park, such as roller coasters, dedicated to any of the characters? As I mentioned before, we're not talking specifically about the rides and attractions that are in the land. But yes, there will be thrill rides. There will be very intense thrill rides. There will be immersive, engaging rides that are filled with story and fantasy. And there will be lots of opportunities for people to get different entertainment experiences that are based on characters. Stuart, you know more about what we're doing than we're able to share today. What do you think about the way that we're representing some of the iconic characters and some of the iconic moments of the world that we are planning to build?
I think that question about is it a coincidence? Is the timing a coincidence? As you said, it is largely, but it's very fortunate that the timing's happened that way. I think it's very important that the theme park represents the entire saga from book 1 to book 7. it needs to feel complete, and it will feel complete. I mean, the final movie will only just be being released as this theme park opens, but nonetheless the book will be familiar, everything in it will be familiar, and it should be total. And